I'm Michelle Jennings with the mill. I am our equine nutritionist, and we're here today to talk about electrolytes. With this hot, humid weather, it is very important that we make sure our electrolyte balance and our horses stay where it needs to be. Most horses that don't work balance their electrolytes with good feed and hay. But working horses or performance horses in this heat and humidity sometimes are going to need a little bit more. When we see all these electrolytes here, there are certainly a lot of options. The one thing we want to make sure we do is find an electrolyte that is salt and potassium based. So when we look at a product and we read a label like our Hydro Boost, we want to make sure that this product has salt potassium as the very first ingredients and very little dextrose. Dextrose is another word for sugar. We want to stay away from sugar-based electrolytes for a lot of reasons. Horses don't sweat sugar. They sweat salt and potassium. So as we talk about electrolytes, there are several different ways electrolytes come. Most of them come in a powdered form, but pastes are also a great way to administer electrolytes. Again, several types of paste. When we do look at the paste ingredients, just remember, make sure they are salt potassium based. Sugar is not going to benefit a horse who needs electrolyte therapy other than it may be more palatable. And with so many horses in this day and age having metabolic issues, that is why it is very, very important salt and potassium based electrolytes. Several horses don't like the flavor of electrolytes. So you can always, if you don't have a paste at home, you can always make your own paste. Follow the directions on the label, mix it with either water or sometimes unsweet applesauce is a great way to get it all to stick. And just take a dosing syringe, mix it up, dose it in, and they've gotten their dose of electrolyte.
So when we make an electrolyte paste, we want to use the electrolytes, the powdered electrolytes. I use unsweet applesauce in case we have a horse with a metabolic issue. You're going to need a 60 cc syringe that has a catheter tip, so the wide tip, so you can syringe it into their mouth, and a little bit of water. So we're going to take the applesauce pack first and put a little bit in our bowl. And then we're going to take a scoop of our electrolytes and put that into our bowl. Okay, I'm going to add a smidge more applesauce. I'm going to mix it around. Again, applesauce is a little bit thicker than water. Plenty of people just use water. I like a little bit of applesauce because it seems like it's easier to syringe into the horse's mouth. You take your syringe, your spoon, make sure you plug your bottom up. Some of my electrolytes were sticking to the bottom, so I wanted to make sure I put a little bit more applesauce in there. Scoop it into your syringe. Put your syringe back together. Shake it down a little bit. Push it up, and then you've got your electrolyte paste with a little bit of unsweet applesauce to give the horse. So if you don't have access to regular paste and you just have your dry electrolytes, you can make your own paste with just a little bit, again, of unsweet applesauce a bowl, a spoon. You might want to put a little water in there, and you've got your syringe and you're good to go.
Also remember, when we are giving electrolytes, clean, fresh water is key. If you don't have fresh water, you can send the horse into a dehydration phase. We also want to make sure that when we give electrolytes, we are doing it after a horse works or after they have exerted themselves. Pre-dosing electrolytes isn't a good idea before work. It can cause dehydration and other sicknesses. Another way to make sure a horse is getting the proper salt in their diet is by offering them salt blocks in their stalls or in their fields. Salt blocks come in several sizes, shapes, forms. They come as big as a 50-pound block, which I'm sure most of you have seen, in either trace mineral form, which is kind of like this in a browner color. It has a little bit of mineral to it, or just plain white salt. I always suggest people have them either in the stalls or in the field, so the horse does have free access to salt. One of the favorites are these Himalayan salt on a rope. They're great. The horses tend to love them because they are hung up. Some think they're a treat, but it will increase the ability for them to drink water due to the fact they have free choice salt in their stalls or in their fields. So make sure you always offer free choice salts.